head coach Rechelle Turner after today's Education Day game. We will open it up for any questions at this time.
Is it safe to say that there were large chunks of today that were unrecognizable?
Yeah, I'd say unrecognizable is a great way to put it. I mean, 13 turnovers in a quarter, 26 turnovers for the game, just unacceptable. And I mean, at times I didn't know who the team was on the floor. I mean, just uncharacteristic, throwing the ball away, those type of things. But I want to start by saying how impressive USI is. They're very good. They're very well coached. They're aggressive. They run their stuff. We're the pressing team, the one that puts pressure on people, and they only turned over 11 times. So, I mean, they were the more prepared, better coached team today for sure.
I asked them about it. It kind of felt like y'all were going up against your own game plan that you guys try to implement against other people. Was that something that you guys kind of expected, or was that kind of comes as a shock?
No, we expected the 2-2-1 back to zone. We just didn't do a really good job of moving the ball against it. And like I said, when you turn the ball over 26 times, we didn't even get close to the 80 shots that we want to put up, and it's because we turned the ball over, just throwing it all over. And, and today, probably the most disappointing thing to me is I wanted to see how we would respond when it got hard, and we didn't respond very well. We had some players feeling sorry for themselves, had some players that just really couldn't get out of their own funk because their shots weren't going in, and that's a problem. And we're a pretty veteran team as far as experience and playing time. And I really didn't expect that would be the response.
Was that the point, sort of middle of the third quarter, and you got to be 8, 10, 12, and I kept looking at you because it felt like it's time, and it sort of sensed that was a moment of let's keep playing and let's keep playing through it until you finally had to burn one.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what you say. I mean, stop throwing the ball to the kids in the stands. I mean, at that point, what do you say? I mean, they've got to play through it. They've got to learn to play through it. But I thought that the start of the game and the missing the easy shots and then letting that affect our effort really kind of just continued to flow throughout. And then coming out in the third quarter when you really, really needed those first 5 minutes to go your way, what'd we start off? 2 missed shots, 2 turnovers, something to that effect. And I mean, it just snowballed. And then when you are doing those things and you're giving teams opportunity after opportunity, then they bank one in, at the buzzer. Those are things that happen when you continue to give them those opportunities. And that's what we did today. And they burnt us every single time that we gave it back to them.
Part about the system is that the avalanche can come at any time. And even when you're down 10, it can be 2 in a blink. And Haven hit 2 threes in the beginning of the second quarter. You guys didn't have back-to-back baskets, like a run of 4 until the last minute of the game again. Turnover is obviously a big part of that. Right.
Well, when you score 7 points in a quarter because you turn it over 13 times, I mean, you're not going to beat anybody. You're not going to beat anybody that's any good at all. And, that's the thing. We should string together multiple baskets. We should string together multiple stops in this system. And we didn't do any of that today. And, but it goes to show when we have a sense of urgency, we scored 31 in the fourth. So, it's just a matter of them understanding that same effort, that same energy, the leadership's got to come from somewhere. And, I think we hopefully learned a valuable lesson today.
Were they pressing, you think, getting nervous, making the mistakes, and they just kept multiplying a little bit?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure. We go up against our own press every single day in practice, and I don't understand why a 2-2-1 zone press would give you issues, except it, comes down to it where, again, this is the first time things have been hard. How are you going to respond to that? Well, we didn't respond very well. And so, again, everything that USI did was great. They controlled the pace. They controlled every aspect of it. They made shots. And they deserve to win.
What can you take away from this game as you look toward a really good LSU game coming up later this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's about us. It's about figuring out the things that we've got to do collectively, individually and collectively, to understand that this game is a 40-minute game, and it's got to be about you giving everything you have and you being in your role, even when things aren't going your way. So one thing we got to do is a culture check and an attitude check. And we can't, LSU's a whole different animal that's even, to talk about, but it's going to be about us, figuring things out. But again, non-conference is a dress rehearsal to prepare ourselves for conference play, and that's what we're going to continue to focus on.
Is it better? The turnovers is probably the easy answer to all of it, but you just didn't get to the line at all tonight until the very end. Was there any other answer to that? How they?
You know, they're in zone. We're settling for shots. We had kids taking shots that they don't have the green light to take.
Right.
And, you know, wouldn't throw the ball inside. When we get to halftime and Kate's taking 5 shots and kids that have played 3 or 4 minutes have taken as many shots as her, that's a problem. We work inside out. And again, that's where we talk about the we over me issue that they have to understand. They have to understand that how we play, how we're trying to play, where we want to make sure that we establish ourselves on the inside and then work our way out. But, you know, we just didn't do that. And their zone was part of the reason that we didn't get to the line. But yeah, I mean, when you're throwing it all over, and giving them opportunity after opportunity, you're not giving ourselves an opportunity to score.
For this team, was it better to get an attitude check in the second game of the year instead of waiting until a little later on?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't learn and grow from something like this, then, you know, you're not doing what you need to do. It's just disappointing because I kind of thought this team might be past those things, but we have a lot of new players. We have 8 new players on this team, some transfers, some, freshmen. And I think it's just going to be a matter of them figuring it out.